Keanu Reeves may be one of the coolest actors of all time. From his most iconic role as Ted Theodore Logan in Bill and Ted series to the badass killing machine that is John Wick, he has made a name for himself both on and off the big screen. Keanu Reeves may be out of the ordinary when it comes to the rest of Hollywood. The way he treats his fans, the film staff, and his fellow actors. It's pretty amazing to hear the stories that have made their rounds about how awesome Keanu Reeves is.
You were the nicest guy in the world. Why did you just...
That's ridiculous.
He might be the nicest guy in Hollywood, but let's not forget, this guy can do plenty of deadly things on screen. In this edition of Inside the Industry, we will look at what makes Keanu Reeves the most admirable but deadliest actor in Hollywood. So who is Keanu Reeves? If you don't know who Keanu Reeves is, then you may not be watching many movies, or maybe you haven't seen one with him in it. But let's give you a brief overview of who he actually is. Keanu Reeves was born on September 2nd, 1964. His background is of mixed ethnicities, with his mother being English and his father being American, a mix of native Hawaiian, Chinese, Irish, Portuguese, and English. Keanu's early childhood wasn't the best. His parents split up, and Keanu and his mother moved around soon. First, they went to Australia, and then later settled in New York City, where Keanu's mother married Paul Aaron, who was a director in both Hollywood and Broadway productions. That marriage didn't last long after the family moved to Toronto. But Paul Aaron maintained a relationship with young Keanu, which may have helped set the stage for what ended up being an excellent acting career. Growing up, Keanu considered himself more of a private person. Yet he was a handful when he attended one of the 4 different high schools in Toronto. He got expelled from one for being too rambunctious and shooting off with the mouth too much. His words, not ours. Keanu's early acting days began in Canada, where he appeared in a television show titled Hanging In, but his acting career off the stage continued when he was in the stage productions in the Toronto area. It wasn't until the late 1980s that he began starring in teen dramas, including the film The Night Before. Perhaps his best role early on in his film career was none other than Ted Logan in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where he and his best friend Bill traveled through time using a phone booth as a means of travel. They reprised their roles in 1991 in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and most recently in 2020 in Bill and Ted's Face the Music. While Keanu successfully played a comical role, it was in action films where his badass deadly side showed through. Keanu's first significant role in the action genre was in the 1991 film Point Break, where he starred alongside Gary Busey and Patrick Swayze. In the movie, Keanu plays Johnny Utah, a football quarterback turned FBI agent.
I am an FBI agent!
Whose job is to track down a gang of bank robbers who wore rubber masks and impersonate several former presidents of the United States. Johnny Utah tracks down the gang ringleader and they fight it out while, get this, surfing during a massive storm. Pretty cool for a Keanu Reeves action movie, don't you think? In 1994, he starred in the film Speed alongside Sandra Bullock, Jeff Daniels, and Dennis Hopper. In the movie, Reeves plays the role of Los Angeles police officer Jack Traven. Hopper, meanwhile, plays Howard Payne, a former bomb squad officer turned madman. Howard challenges Jack to defuse a bomb that is on a public bus. If the bus reaches speeds of 50 miles per hour, the bomb is activated. If it slows down, it's game over. Jack manages to get under the bus and attempts to defuse the bomb, while Sandra Bullock tries to maintain the speed after the bus driver is seriously injured. Meanwhile, Howard is watching this all unfold with a hidden camera. Knowing this, Jack plays a trick on the bad guy while getting everyone off the bus with the help of the police. This results in Jack and Howard fighting atop a subway train where the bad guy loses his head. The following year, hot off his success with Speed, Keanu's next action role was Johnny Mnemonic, which took place in the futuristic 21st century. His most prominent major action role up before John Wick would soon come in 1999. That's when he was cast to play Neo in The Matrix. He would reprise this role throughout the entire franchise. His role as Neo may be one of the deadliest roles yet, considering he possesses a wide variety of knowledge in different fighting styles. Off the screen, Keanu Reeves started martial arts training in the 1980s. He first started with karate, then later he began studying judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. These disciplines have helped him become one of the best action stars, and yes, the deadliest in Hollywood today. This continued onward when he played John Wick starting in 2017. Because of his martial arts background, critics were nothing but positive about Keanu's roles. It was Keanu himself who said that martial arts helped him perform his stunts and feel personally fulfilled doing them. While his roles in action films give him a sense of fulfillment and personal accomplishments, he achieves it off screen as well. You've probably seen the numerous posts on social media of Keanu Reeves being a nice guy to his fans, the film crews he's worked with, and others. So what are these stories that have been talked about? Let's look at one story where he gave back to the people who made the film production possible. In 1999, he was paid a boatload of money for his role as Neo in The Matrix, but he gave a lot of it to people behind the scenes, who he believed deserved it more than he did. 2 years earlier, Keanu Reeves was willing to take a $2 million pay cut when he was filming The Devil's Advocate. The reason was the studio wanted to hire Al Pacino, which they did, so putting others before himself is an admirable in the eyes of people he worked with on set. He also is known to lend an extra hand to the setup crew, especially when they were filming John Wick 4. While it's not common for celebrities to ride public transportation, there is a YouTube video of Keanu Reeves riding on the subway. Later on in the video, he offered his seat to someone who was standing close by. If that isn't a kind gesture, you haven't seen the many others that he's done, including giving members of his stunt team a Rolex watch, engraved with each of their names, and a message of thanks from Keanu himself. Talking to homeless people, sharing meals with them, and not drawing attention to himself. Answering a young fan's questions after a long flight, and even a charitable organization that he operates under the radar. In keeping with his private personality, Reeves doesn't disclose the foundation's name, nor does he intend to attach his name to it, stating that the foundation does what it needs to do to fulfill its mission. He's also fun to ride along for a 2-hour road trip from Bakersfield to Los Angeles. To make the story short, a flight to LA had to make an emergency landing, and Keanu happened to be one of the passengers. He and his many fellow travelers shared a vehicle together, where Keanu Reeves conversed with people around him, spouted off facts about Bakersfield, and played music, keeping the others at ease on what seemed like a long drive. I mean, who wouldn't want to include him on a road trip that goes on for miles? Keanu is the kind of guy that doesn't mind stopping for autographs, selfies, or even chatting with fans. Yes, celebrities have their bodyguards, entourages of people, etc. But Keanu Reeves seems like a completely different kind of Hollywood actor. We're not sure how he handles safety and security like celebrities do, but he seems pretty cool with what he does, despite being a well-known Hollywood actor who is not only the coolest, but also the last guy you would ever want to mess with. That will do it for this video though. If you want to know more about Hollywood celebrities and what makes them stand out, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you get new videos the second we drop them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.